In the previous video, I showed how I started to build my life from scratch in Belgium after leaving Ukraine during the war. I showed how I was striving to reach a high level in football, studying Dutch, living with a host family and adjusting to my new life. You can see more in the previous video. After the Christmas holidays in Belgium, it was time to continue studying Dutch. I was able to get the last spot in the language course for the 4th level of Dutch. I started this level 4 on 10th of January, which coincided with my birthday, so it was a perfect gift on my birthday. In comparison to previous levels, level 4 was more challenging. So I started to fast in the morning even more than during previous levels to study productively from about 8 or 9 am until 12 pm. I don't know whether it was healthy or not. I just couldn't find any other way to study because I experienced a severe brain fog all the time after meals. It was a winter recess in online Ukrainian university, so I didn't have to spend a lot of energy on it and could fully focus on studying Dutch and playing football. At that time I played in the football club in Ghent called HT Zwijnaarden. To be exactly, I played in a B team. We had a pretty good team and I enjoyed enormously playing in this club. This woman was our coach at that time. During this period, I was in one of the best physical conditions in my life. I wanted to play in A team but didn't get a chance during that season. I successfully passed Dutch exam for level 4 and it was time to get to level 5, which would allow me to apply to college or university in Ghent. As the exam for level 5 approached, I felt quite nervous because some students that were in my course were retaking this level, but their knowledge were impressive. So I couldn't help but think, if they didn't pass level 5, how I could possibly succeed. So I believe level 5 was the hardest exam I had ever taken in my life up to that point. Thanks God, I passed the writing exam, but I still had to pass the speaking exam, which was considered a major challenge for many students. On the morning of my speaking exam, I spent several hours preparing. Then I prayed and was about to leave when something made me pause. I decided to prepare just one more speaking topic: children and phone use. Since the exact exam topics were unknown in advance, I wasn't sure if it would help, but I went over it anyway. When I arrived at the exam, guess what topic I received? It was incredibly similar to what I had just prepared: phone use in schools. I truly believe this was God's grace and miracle. When I received the results, I was praying and thanking God for about 30 to 40 minutes because I passed this exam from the first attempt. After achieving a B2 level in Dutch, within just 9 months, I was ready to apply to university. Eager to take a mental break after my exams, I didn't realize that as an international student, the university application deadline was June the 1st. News that hit me on the evening of May 30th. With only several days left, I scrambled to find a suitable program and settled on philology, a mix of foreign languages, or economics. I managed to apply to these two programs before the deadline, but the final decision whether it would be economics or philology I had to make only in August 2023. But I wasn't entirely satisfied with the options that I found on the Ghent University's website, so I decided to check Ghent College's website on June the 2nd, but not expecting much because the deadline was missed anyway. To my surprise, I discovered programs that truly sparked my interest, particularly marketing. Despite missing the official application deadline, I called the enrollment office to inquire if there was any chance of applying. After being bounced between various workers, I finally received an email. They had made an exception for me and would accept my application even after official deadline. I couldn't believe it was true again. I can only describe this turn of events as a God's grace. So, when I had dealt with my application, I decided to fully focus on football. I started training by myself because the season had just stopped and I was aiming to get into the A team of HT Zwinarden. I also bought a course to improve my knowledge about YouTube and to start my football YouTube channel in English. This course cost about $350, which was quite a lot for me. However, it provided me with valuable knowledge, allowing me to successfully start my football YouTube channel and reach 1,000 subscribers within 1 month. In addition to that, I was investing enormous amounts of money in my football development by paying a coach who had trained at a professional level. He provided individual trainings during the summer for a group of players from different levels, including professional players. As a result, I trained with these players, which gave me valuable experience and significantly improved my stamina. According to the plan, the trainings with my main team was set to start in mid-July 2023. When the season started and when the trainings with my team began, the coach of my A team was impressed by my stamina and immediately took me to the A team. During the training sessions in A team, I performed very well. However, during games, my performance was pretty bad. So, coach of A team decided to allow me to train with A team. However, I needed to play games in B team. From the summer until December 2023, I mostly trained with the A team and played games with the B team. To be honest, I really enjoyed the training sessions and performed quite well during them. However, when it came to games, even for the B team, my performance was absolutely awful. Despite my intense preparation over the summer, I didn't enjoy any of the matches I played. I also received an injury in the end of December. In addition to that, during summer 2023, on 23rd of July, I was baptized in Ukrainian Protestant Church in Brussels. It was a very important event in my life. In September 2023, I started studying marketing at Ghent's College. It was an overwhelming experience for me because I entered an environment where there was a lot of Dutch vocabulary related to business and the professional world. This was challenging since I had studied Dutch for only 9 months and had only maintained it during the summer. The first examination period was in January 2024. In the weeks leading up to the exams, I was studying like crazy, often eating only once a day to cover all the material, which was completely unhealthy. In the end, I succeeded in 9 out of 10 subjects, which was a pretty good result for me. However, I lost some weight in the process. During January, I didn't play football at all. I was fully focused on my exams and did some calisthenics in the park and running to maintain my physical condition. Other reasons for my break from football included an injury and a shift in my mindset. After poor performance in football, I started seeing football only as a form of training for myself rather than a professional goal. I had been investing a lot of time and money into football without seeing good results. And this wasn't just a recent issue. Even back in Ukraine, despite training intensely, I struggled to perform well in matches. After the exams, I tried to get back into football, but it was really difficult to balance my studies with playing. On top of that, my ankle injury kept bothering me. As a result, my main focus shifted to studying marketing at Ghent's College. As the exams of the second semester approached, I once again found myself fasting on several occasions, especially on days when I had multiple exams. One exam that I will remember for the rest of my life was Legal Basics for Marketers. It was divided in 2 parts, the first in the morning and the second from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. There was a break between the 2 parts, but I couldn't eat anything because I knew I would feel exhausted no matter what I ate. In fact, the reason I fasted during my exams was that I constantly felt tired and unfocused regardless of my meals. For example, once, not during the examination period, I tried to eat just one boiled egg. I felt drained. Another time, I tried 125 grams of yogurt. I was still tired. In the end, out of 9 subjects, I managed to pass 8. During this entire period, I was still living with my host family, Dirk and Kira. I'm enormously grateful for their support and kindness. They always made me feel at home. Their presence made a big difference in my life. I truly appreciate everything they have done and do for me. After the exams, I began searching for a student job.